Hey, welcome to Live with Lynn. So if you're here, say hi. If you're watching the replay, be sure to type replay so I know you were here. I'm Lynn Huber, and I appreciate you being here. Thanks for being here. So today I want to talk about finding meaning in hard times. You know, even though I keep hearing that the economy is doing great and there's lots of jobs being created and all this stuff, I mean, on the news, that's what we're hearing, but I'm not really seeing that. I mean, right now, I have quite a few friends and relatives who have been laid off their jobs in just the last couple of weeks. I mean, I kind of understand why companies would be laying people off now. It's the end of the year. They're looking for numbers for the next year. But gosh, it's hard to imagine why they would do that at Christmas and during the holidays. But it's not only jobs. Many of us are facing hard times for lots of reasons, right? It could be that job. It could be the loss of a loved one, or any kind of loss, really. I mean, just the other day, I was reading about a cruise ship that I think it was in New Zealand, but there was an excursion from the ship that went to see an active volcano. And damn, right when they were right there at the volcano, it erupted. And I mean, I don't know, lots of people were killed. I think that the last thing I heard was 5 for sure were dead, but there's still a whole bunch missing. I mean, nobody expected that to happen. Just right there as they're looking at the volcano, it erupts. And it just hurts me to think about what their families must be going through. I mean, can you even imagine? And the mass shootings and the current political situation isn't helping anything either. And so in times like this, I feel like hopelessness is a common feeling. There's tragedies on the news every day. The economy never seems to fully recover. And on top of that, our daily lives can bring challenges and negativity sometimes. And, I'm not trying to be all doom and gloom. I actually am quite excited about the future. But I just know that there are a lot of people that are facing negative right now. And so that's really who I'm talking to, is those of you who are struggling, or maybe those of you that aren't struggling yet, but maybe you will, because we all have challenges, right? So every person faces these situations differently. I mean, some people find comfort in religion and spirituality. Others turn to meditation or therapy. And unfortunately, some people turn to drinking to manage their grief, or drugs, and because they're dealing with that, with the grief, the anguish, the sadness, and I hope that that's not what you do, because that's not good either. But looking at hard times in a different light sometimes can help in having better coping mechanisms for it. So one way to reinterpret the hardships that you're facing is to find meaning in them. So how can you do that? Well, in the face of a negative event, sit back and ask yourself how you can make that event meaningful. So for example, let's just say you were fired from your job. I mean, obviously, yes, that's a distressing situation for sure. And it can leave you afraid, angry, ashamed, scared, especially if you have family, debt, or you live in an uncertain economy, or maybe you're in the type of job that there's just not a lot of those kinds of jobs around, so your opportunities to find a new job are slim. It can be scary, right? But some ways you can reframe that, or you can find meaning, is ask yourself questions such like, did I really like that job? I mean, in many cases, we're stuck in a job that no longer made us feel fulfilled, but we were too scared to quit. We knew we couldn't live without it. So maybe the universe was stepping in and saying, now's the time, right? That's what happened to my last job. The universe kind of said, you need to quit. but if you're being, maybe you haven't even been honest with yourself, but maybe you really weren't happy in that job. So maybe that's a good thing, because you weren't really happy, right? Or is this situation freeing my time up for better opportunities? So a job that you're no longer enjoyed could have been a roadblock in your development. And maybe there's another opportunity out there, maybe you have like severance or unemployment benefits that will get you through while you find something that's much better for you. And, I mean, if you have something else going on, like if you're an Avon rep on the side, you have a side gig as with Avon, or it doesn't matter, Tupperware, Mary Kay, CBD oil, whatever it is that you're doing, or if you have another business or another interest on the side, this could be just what you need to push you or give you the time to see what you can develop that into. My friend Lisa this is way back in the 80s, but she had a job as a secretary that paid $25,000 a year. And back then that was good money. And she had never been paid that much in her life. And she just was so excited about it. And then she got laid off. And her husband said, well, why don't you do something with that Avon that you've been playing with? And she says, I didn't know anybody that sold 25,000, let alone earned 25,000. But she decided to do it. And now she makes over $400,000 or $500,000 a year with Avon. So, and she didn't ever have to go back to work. So that's an opportunity. And of course, I'd love for you to join Avon, but that's really not what I'm talking about here. It's more like if you have something on the side, maybe this is an opportunity while you're looking for a job to see what you can develop this into. Because if you're getting a severance or unemployment, that takes kind of the pressure off and allows you to look for your job, look for a new position, and maybe build that side gig you've got going and see if maybe that side gig can totally replace your income, right? What did I learn from that experience? The skills that you learned at that job could be a jumping board to find better opportunities, so there could be something there. Or what went wrong? This is really a good thing to ask yourself, because be honest with yourself. Why were you fired, or why were you let go, or why was it you rather than somebody else? This isn't about judgment. I'm not asking you to judge yourself, and I don't want you to judge yourself. It's not about judgment. It's more about being clear and understanding what really happened. And this is only for you to know so that you can know how to better handle things in the future, right? If you ever run into that type of situation later, just a chance for you to grow. And then, are there any areas for growth? So regardless of what caused this negative situation, if you lost your job or whatever, think about how you can use that experience to grow. So by asking yourself these questions, you not only give meaning to the negative situation, but you're taking control. You get to take control of it by reframing the negative situation as an opportunity to grow and thrive in places that maybe you haven't even thought of yet, or places you haven't had taken the time to really explore. So, for example, a lost job is an opportunity for a new enterprise. Like I said, like with the Avon, if you could do that. And it doesn't have to be Avon. It could be any company, right? Or it could be an opportunity for a new business, a trip, maybe a time to spend with family and friends. Maybe that severance will allow you to take a vacation that you haven't been able to take. I mean, there's all kinds of things, right? Maybe you could go back to school, or there's just whatever. It's healthy to grieve, and it's healthy to feel really bad and have a bad day. Absolutely. But it's also important to take responsibility for every stage of our lives and take a proactive approach to every situation. Because only when we take charge can we find meaning in our lives and minimize the uncertainty. And then luckily, it's not the only way to find meaning too, because when hardships come, sometimes it's easy to overthink the situation. But if you just focus part of your time on giving to others, that helps put your life into perspective. So you could do that. You could give to others. So when you give away your time and energy to help others, you create a connection with others. Life is no longer something that just happens to you. Instead, it becomes a network where you can influence in a positive way. And you never know when, in the process of helping, that perfect replacement job or opportunity might come along, right? The big thing to remember is, and I know it's not hard, I'm not trying to make light of anything, but difficulties are part of life. We all struggle. We all have hard times. We all deal with all of these things. And trying to avoid them is not only useless, but it also prevents you from focusing your energy in purposeful, selfless work, right? So difficulties can't be avoided, but you should face them with patience and compassion for yourself and others. Every situation leaves a mark on you. It does. That means something. It means that you're growing. It means that you're building your own path of self-acceptance and compassion. It means you're learning. And it's going to be a memory. It's going to be whatever. Everything leaves a mark on us, right? But we have the power to take control of our life by reflecting, not with no judgment, accepting each situation as an opportunity, and working with and for others. So that's what I have today. I hope that you're not in that situation, but if you are, I hope you can make the best of it, and I hope you can turn it into something amazing, because I believe you can. I really do. So, hey, now I want to hear from you. How do you find meaning in hard times? What helps you get through them? Get below and share with me. I would love to hear it. Okay? Hey, thanks for being here with me today. I hope you have a great day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.